Hi, Aslo Recaps here. Today I'm going to explain animated adventure comedy film called The Ice Age: Adventures of Buck Wild. Before we get started, I challenge you. You have to click on subscribe and activate notification in less than 5 seconds. You got it? Alright, click the like button too and let's get started. In an effort to practice one of their daring exploits, Crash and Eddie unintentionally set off an avalanche, which wipes out the gang's summer camp. When confronted by them, Manny, Sid, Diego, and Ellie yell at them and that they couldn't live without them. Crash and Eddie sneak out of their makeshift camp when everyone else is asleep, determined to show them wrong. The following morning, Ellie discovers that they are gone and demands that they go looking for them. In the meantime, Crash and Eddie discover the entrance to the Lost World, a place inhabited by dinosaurs, and run into their old friend Buck. Buck protects Crash and Eddie from raptors and informs them that a Protoceratops named Orson, who was exiled as a child due to being bullied for having a large brain, has returned to rule the Lost World. In his attempt to return Crash and Eddie to their house, Buck discovers that Orson has blocked the door with a boulder. When they arrive at Buck's refuge, Buck tells the possums about his earlier involvement in creating a watering hole as a sanctuary where animals may live in harmony. He goes on to state that Orson declined a request to join his squad because he thought that the strong should rule the weak, with him serving as the leader. Buck goes on to say that after they vanquished Orson, they imprisoned him on an island where he discovered how to use fire to command two raptors. The two raptors discover Buck's hiding place, but Z, a Zorilla who was once a member of Buck's crew, uses a gas to put out the raptors and saves Buck and the possums. After that, Orson attacks the drinking hole with an army of raptors, and Buck and Z order the animals to flee. Following the dissolution of their team, Buck and Z's relationship is strained, so they accompany the possums to seek assistance. When they reach the Lost Lagoon, they call their Tyrannosaurus friend Mother. When Orson and his raptors show up and begin to attack them once more, Buck and Z make up and decide to work as a team. Orson catches Buck as a distraction, allowing the others to flee. Z and the possums come up with a strategy to rescue Buck while trying to figure out how Orson manages the raptors. When Ellie, Manny, Sid, and Diego learn that Crash and Eddie entered the Lost World, they find the entrance. When they run across Mother, she offers to drive them to the watering hole where Buck is feeding his raptors because Orson wants to use him as a stand-in for everyone who disobeys his laws. Manny, Sid, Diego, Ellie, and Mama join the struggle against Orson and his army while Z and the possums release Buck. Orson rudely rejects Buck's attempts to persuade him that everyone should coexist in peace and instead chooses to fight. As Crash and Eddie realize that Orson uses fire to control the raptors, they start a fire of their own to put a halt to the battle and have the two raptors chase Orson instead, rescuing the Lost World. Ellie, Manny, Sid, and Diego want Crash and Eddie to return home and apologize for disbelieving them, but Crash and Eddie say they want to stay in the Lost World with Buck and Z. Ellie lets Crash and Eddie stay and bids them farewell, but they continue to drop by to see the gang frequently. Ellie is sad to no longer be with them but pleased to see how their trip with Buck made them more mature. And that was how the movie ended.